From the rampant AI bots on Etsy just shutting down stores for no reason, and from Etsy scams targeting newer sellers, older sellers, and even almost tricking me, an experienced seller who's been around the platform for a very long time, into almost clicking a link, there is just something wrong or something weird going on with Etsy, and I just wanted to address it in this video, maybe calm down some anxiety and worry and the what ifs, what to do, or maybe where to go next outside of Etsy. I still think Etsy is a great platform overall, and it's somewhere where I'm choosing to sell, but I still wanted to address the things that I keep hearing from those of you who watch this channel. Even as an experienced seller who's been here for 3 years, I've been able to start and grow multiple Etsy shops to 5 and 6 figures, but I still feel like something has kind of changed in the world of Etsy. So let's go over the first thing, which is Etsy scams and how real and rampant they are on Etsy. To say the least, Etsy is really working hard to combat these scams. There are so many known scams, and today I wanted to go over a few of them that maybe you may have heard of or maybe you have not heard of. One is the classic customer needs to complete a purchase scam that a lot of people have gotten, or maybe that they need a verification and they need your email. Now, this is something that you should absolutely do not do, is give anyone your email, especially nowadays with people trying to hack Etsy shops. If you give someone your email, they may be able to access that data, especially if you don't have two-factor authentication on your shop, which I highly recommend doing. I'm going to show a tutorial to the side on where that's located to turn on in your shop. But you do need to turn that on, especially in this day and age where if someone has your email, there's a possibility that they can hack you. Again, this is a scam. The third one that I've seen is people asking to sign with your company in order to partner with you as an Etsy seller to sell things in bulk. They will ask to go on calls with you, and then after a series of calls, they may have you sign a document. And these documents, if anyone has ever gotten any, some of them may be asking for you to give your store to them, or LLC, or your whole business to someone else by accident. Per Etsy house rules, you're not allowed to sell a Etsy business to someone else, but you still want to protect your business and your LLC legally, and these documents you should not be signing. And a lot of the times, these types of customers will email you when you are a newer shop on Etsy and say, hey, I see you have talent in creating designs, or hey, I see you have talent in creating products on Etsy. Would you like to partner with my company or my non-for-profit organization or my church or my team or my institution of some sort? A lot of these fake customers will reach out. Another scam that I have seen as well is a lot of companies reaching out to promise that you are going to get more views and more purchases by teaming up with their company. Again, a lot of these people end up reaching out within the first few months that you start an Etsy business, so just be very careful. And I know the next question is, okay, well, if I get these messages, how do I address them? Because I want to keep my star seller badge. Now, the way I address them is, first of all, I say, no, thank you. We are okay in our business. Unfortunately, we can't complete your purchase. I'll just draft something like that, and then I report to spam. So there's an easy way to report this to spam for Etsy to see, and then they can investigate that account that is sending you that message. So the next thing to address is the rampant AI bots that have been shutting down stores and suspending accounts for seemingly no reason. There are a few reasons on why Etsy is using some sort of bot system. Now, it's not officially stated by Etsy, but this is just something that we are guessing is going on with Etsy, because let's face it, there are 7.5 million active sellers on Etsy and over 90 million active buyers on Etsy, with only 2,700 employees running Etsy as we speak. That is a whole lot of people that Etsy has to manage. So of course, in some aspect, They need to have some type of system that has checks and balances for that many transactions going through, that many messages going through on a daily basis. Unfortunately, it does kind of hurt the people like us who are just selling on Etsy innocently, and we get suspended and kind of hurt by this process. Now, I like playing devil's advocate on this channel. I'm not saying that what Etsy is doing with their bot system is right, but I can see from their perspective why they have to implement some type of system to have those checks and balances, because there's millions of buyers, millions of sellers, and they need to protect their platform and the integrity of that platform. That's why it's good to know what is the series and events that can get a shop shut down or suspended by accident if you are innocent, and how to go about getting that unsuspended. One thing that triggers the Etsy auto flagging and auto suspending system happens to be using anything with trademarks, and also any trademarks that happen to be in a photo card on your listings or in your shop. So this is something that can auto trigger the Etsy system to shut down, suspend your shop. Now, one easy way about getting your shop potentially reactivated or getting that listing reactivated is simply by messaging Etsy and having a human look at your shop to know that you're in the clear. So there might be something that almost seems like a trademarked item. Let's say that maybe you had an Adidas looking type of t-shirt, but it's not Adidas, and Etsy's AI system flagged it because it thought one of the photo cards was an Adidas logo. That could happen. However, I will say there's a big difference between having a Adidas hat in a picture, which is technically not allowed on Etsy because that shows a different trademark of a brand. Another example is Starbucks. A lot of people resell Starbucks themed items that Starbucks does file DMCA claims on. Another example on top of that is Disney. A lot of people put Disney in their titles, their tags, their description. And even if you have anything Disney related, you can get that listing removed or taken down on Etsy. And that also puts your account at risk for being permanently suspended by having multiple trademarked items that go against Etsy's house rules, which is violating intellectual property rights of other companies or of other sellers. These are big no-nos on Etsy that you need to avoid. Now, I will also link a video all about the 5 Etsy shop killers. I would highly recommend watching that video because that's going to explain a lot of the other auto triggers on Etsy that can get your shop suspended. The third thing to address is the Etsy Share and Save program and Etsy gift mode. Now, this is one of the weird happenings that's not really so weird, but it is a shift in the dynamic for Etsy and anyone who is selling on Etsy, because now we need to potentially shift our ways that we create listings to abide by these new Etsy goals and what Etsy as a marketplace is trying to shift to, which isn't too different than what I've taught in the past in this channel, which is really great if you're following me and have been following for a while, because none of these concepts are really new. So when it comes to Etsy gift mode, here's some pro tips I have for those of you when you're writing your SEO. First pro tip is, of course, to use the word gift at least once. You do not need to repeat the word gift multiple times. That does not earn you bonus brownie points to rank for gifts and the gift mode on Etsy. Now, one thing I like to do is when I'm creating a listing, if it is for an occasion, first tip with that is don't just write a random occasion down. So don't write Christmas gift if that item is not actually a gift that you can give on Christmas. Maybe it's an Easter gift. If it's an Easter gift, I would put, when I'm writing the SEO, Easter gift for blank. And the for blank will also categorize you when someone's in gift mode and they're looking maybe for their sister as a gift or maybe a granddaughter. So the way I would write this SEO is Easter gift for granddaughter, comma. And then I would add in my next SEO. So that's just one example of what I would suggest doing for your SEO going forward if you haven't already done that, but you do want to keep your customers in mind and who they are shopping for when you're writing your SEO, and also what occasion that they might be shopping for. You do want one occasion in every SEO area. and then a for blank in every SEO area, as well as far as your title, description, or tags. You want to make sure you have a for blank, gift, and occasion. Hopefully drive that home for anyone watching. Besides that, back to the video. So Etsy releases quarterly presentations, and this is something that I like to look at every quarter when they release it. In 2023, they released about their active buyer amount per year. And to be quite honest, ever since the pandemic and ever since 2020, in 2020, there were around 60 million active buyers. By 2021, there was over 80 million active buyers, which was the largest increase Etsy had seen in some time on their marketplace. Etsy has increased their marketplace buyers per year slightly every single year since 2021. But what has really increased is the amount of sellers on the platform. This is something I wanted to address in this video, is that we have seen an increase of active sellers, but we haven't really seen an increase of active buyers. And while that shouldn't be that concerning to people who are using social media as a means of gaining traffic, as far as external traffic sources, when we're talking about that, that could be email marketing or social media, and also maybe advertising your business on other platforms. There's just so many other ways that you can go about achieving external traffic, maybe even opening up a blog or starting even a YouTube channel or an Instagram or a TikTok. Those are ways that you can bring external traffic into your Etsy shop and be able to start the wheel in sales coming through your business on a daily basis. I know one thing a lot of people say is, oh, Etsy's too saturated to go into. Now, that's not necessarily true, and Etsy is still a really great platform to sell on, but the normal assumption that, oh, you can go on Etsy and you don't need social media, or you don't need email marketing or ads or anything like that, that might not really hold as true as we go forward in the next few years if the amount of buyers isn't really increasing as substantially as the active sellers. At the end of the day, Etsy is just a platform to sell on. It is not a platform that is going to get you sales every single day. That's a part of your job as the seller, is to get those sales. While SEO can take you a long way, even running and adding more listings to your Etsy shop can take you a long way. So with that being said, I don't want to alarm people and for people to think, oh my gosh, I'm leaving and I'm fleeing the Etsy platform, because I've had so many clients, I've had so many students. I personally have had my own success in the past year with starting, growing, and scaling an Etsy business to 5 figures. And I've had so many students and clients I've worked with who have also scaled to 5 figures and 6 figures in their business in the past year on Etsy, whether that be organically or with ads or with social media. It is still possible in this year, but your strategy might have to be tweaked just a little bit to conform to the new changes we're seeing on Etsy. Hopefully this video helped those of you who may be kind of panicking, or maybe you're seeing a drop in views in your shop, or you're feeling like it's so difficult to grow this year on Etsy. I really hope this may have explained things and hopefully given you more excitement for the year to come, because it is definitely still possible in this day to grow a business successfully online with Etsy and print on demand, or just Etsy if you're starting handmade, or any other type of business model you're deciding to do on Etsy. There are so many success stories out there from the past few months to the past year, so I highly encourage looking at those. Also, I have a group called the Print on Demand Friends on Facebook where I see testimonials of this working just about every day in there, so don't forget to join that if you haven't already. Besides that, that's it for this video. If you made it all the way to the end, let me know by commenting "this is weird ... and I will know you are an OG POD friend on this channel. I will be sure to give that comment a heart. Please feel free to comment any suggestions for future videos. I'm always looking for more suggestions. I will see you all in my next video here. See you guys in the next video.